On this episode of The Forest Life, we interview Dr. Terry and Dr. Z of the Brunswick Forest Veterinary Hospital. Hope you enjoy. It's more than just a house, it's a lifestyle. Welcome to Brunswick Forest. I'm your guide, Michael Braddock, and I'm here to give you an exclusive look into what it means to be a part of our community. This isn't just real estate, this is The Forest Life. Hi, Dr. Z. Dr. Terry, welcome to the
Hi.
Forest Life Show. Glad to have you here.
Glad to be here.
Well, as many viewers out there, they have four-legged and two-legged and winged friends and pets and family members. And the question we always get with folks that are looking to move to the area and residents that already live here are, what are the animal services like? So I thought today's episode would be a great way for the two of you to share about Brunswick Forest Veterinary Hospital and all the wonderful services that you do here. Share with the viewers a little bit about what the two of you caused you to get into veterinary school and become veterinarians.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. So I graduated from North Carolina State University with
Okay.
both a Bachelor of Science in 1990 and then went to veterinary school and graduated in 1995.
Okay.
I originally wanted to become a veterinarian, I think just for the purpose of helping others and helping their pets. I remember my grandparents taking me to their own veterinarian, and one day the vet offered for me to stay with him for the day, and I think that just got me hooked, and I've wanted to do it ever since.
Oh, super. Okay. What about you, Dr. Z?
For myself, I grew up in the Virgin Islands and St. Croix specifically, and I'd always wanted to do it, honestly, from as long as I can remember, from being a kid. I had a dog washing business when I was growing up. Decided to go to college and got my two bachelors, one at Wittenberg University and the other one was actually at North Carolina State as well, just like him.
Did you guys meet there at North Carolina State?
We actually didn't.
Okay.
I graduated in 2003 from veterinary school.
Okay.
I was actually working at a practice as a technician, a veterinary technician, when he actually graduated in 95.
Okay.
So we actually met, and I was his technician when we first met, and I decided to go back to school later.
Okay.
He was very instrumental for encouraging me to actually go through it and to take a chance and to go to vet school. So
That's
we
great.
did, and so we've known each other for, I think we figured 22
22 years.
now.
Wow,
so
that's
it's been a while.
fantastic.
So
Yeah.
we've
Long
been
time.
That's
really
great.
good friends, and it's great to be in business together, and we have very similar ideals and
Okay.
goals in life.
Good. Well,
Both married and both have
married,
kids.
children, kids. Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So you'd mentioned you'd gone in business together. So when did you go in business by forming the Brunswick Forest Hospital here, veterinary hospital, or have you been in business before? Or?
So we actually, once he graduated from vet school, we worked together for a time being at another practice
Okay.
in Greensboro, North Carolina. And we co-owned a practice with another veterinarian.
Okay.
And there was an unfortunate incident with that practice, and it had to close down.
Okay.
And so we knew we wanted to continue the business relationship side, and we were able to finally find a place on the coast that was able to suit our needs and wants.
Okay.
And it took about, I guess, a year or two to get things together to finally build and open the doors.
Okay. So how long have you been here at this location?
It's 6 years.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's been 6 years.
Yeah,
I remember
6
when you were
years
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
starting
Yeah, it's
construction.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's,
that's wild. That's
It-
wild.
it-
Yeah.
It is crazy. It is
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, I think we both always wanted to move to the coast.
Okay.
Me personally, just because I was from the islands and wanted to be close to the water and missed it.
Mhm.
And Wilmington and Leland for that matter, was a great location to go with looking. So we actually looked at both locations. We looked at Wilmington as well as Leland. Leland was a much better option for us.
Okay.
Just
Was
in
there a
term-
particular reason why you chose Leland over Wilmington? Is it because you feel that this is where really a lot of the growth will happen for future clientele?
Correct. I
Okay.
think that's really what it came down to. In fact, I was actually down on one of the barrier islands visiting my in-laws.
Okay.
And our car broke down. It's kind of a funny story, but we had to drive up to Wilmington to go get the car fixed, and we drove by Brunswick Forest, and I
Okay.
saw the signs, and I called him immediately, I think from the car.
From the car, yeah.
And just said, I know where we need to go.
Okay.
And it was just kind of we made the phone call, and it just kind of went from there.
So one of those things where
Yep.
it could have been, oh gosh, the car broke down, but then it turned out to be one
Yep.
of those. This is where we're going to locate our business.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
Exactly.
Yeah, we made the calls, did our homework, looking at not just Brunswick Forest, but looking at Leland in general, to look and see what the growth was like, and was there potential for another veterinary practice to be here. And there definitely is, and was.
Yep.
So have you seen consistent growth in the 6 years of being here with just new people, not only moving into Brunswick Forest, but moving into Leland? So I'm sure
Absolutely.
people are bringing their pets and they're wanting to come to a
Yep.
world-class facility.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And to that point, I think it's been, even the last couple years, we've just seen explode. I mean,
Really?
it's the explosion of people moving to the area.
That's great.
It's been wonderful, and it's good to meet new people and to invite them down to the coast. And I think that's what we're here for, is to have a little bit more of a relaxed life and to enjoy life, frankly.
So the whole relaxed lifestyle is really what had you looking at the coast, and then you're like, hey, if we can open a business here, why not, right?
Absolutely.
Even better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We knew it was a good place for our kids to grow up. There's this area has a lot to offer.
Okay.
So it just seemed like the right fit for us.
Now, as far as living and working in the area, so we talked a little bit about the working side of it. Living in sort of the greater Wilmington area, the Leland area, as professionals, have you been able to get involved in a lot of the different activities here in and around the kind of greater Wilmington area?
It kind of mix and match. We spend a lot of time here, but we also have worked out our schedule so that we each get some time off during the month, and so that helps with that work-life balance, which is what we're trying to accomplish.
Right.
Sure.
Exactly. You definitely
Because
want
it's
your
important.
time.
We don't want to get burned out. We want to be here for a long time, and so the Wilmington has a lot of things to offer. Not only from just going to the beach, but there's also a great art museum that's here. The downtown area is wonderful. There's lots of conventions coming. The new auditorium at Cape Fear Community College is bringing in plays and concerts, and that's just really increased in the past year or so. So there's lot of various things to do in this area.
Yeah, that's a beautiful center.
It is. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as far as kids go, like we certainly have some draws for them to not only the beach and surfing and
Paddleboarding.
paddleboarding. Thank you. But there's also the aquarium that's here. That's
right.
really, really nice aquarium for the area. Both of our kids involved in some sports.
Okay.
My daughter does soccer, and the other one does swimming, and his kids do lacrosse and soccer and
football.
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 So there's
Yeah.
a lot of opportunities even for kids to get involved and.
You guys are busy guys then, which we talk about work-life balance.
No kidding.
Yeah, we are.
No kidding.
Each one of our kids each travels as well, and does his boy does travel lacrosse, and my daughter does travel soccer.
Okay.
So we are going.
On the go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell the viewers a little bit about some of the most exciting or interesting things that you've experienced. You both have known each other for 20 years plus. What are some of the things that you guys have both kind of experienced that have been maybe unique or exciting with regards to, you're a four-legged or two-legged or a winged patient?
Right.
Well, I know back in Greensboro when I was there, I did a lot of wildlife.
Okay.
Anything from, we had a technician specifically, she loved to do rehab, and so she was constantly bringing in songbirds and squirrels and possums and skunks, all sorts of things. So that tended to be a challenge. One of the most interesting cases that was brought in as a private owned pet was a Coramundi.
Okay.
And the guy was developing an exotic animal location for kids with disabilities to come in and be able to experience those types of animals.
Okay.
And so that the animals weren't hurting the children, he had me actually do like a declaw on it.
Okay.
So we used a laser and appropriate pain medication, everything to declaw a Coramundi.
Okay.
So that was very, very interesting to work on.
That's great.
Yeah.
What about you, Dr. Z?
I see a lot of exotics.
Okay.
Even here, I've done it since I was in vet school.
Okay.
We see numerous different types of animals here. I've done snakes in the past. They're not as popular in this area, but we've actually got 2 different monkeys that come in
Really?
here, as well as micro mini potbelly pigs seem to be the latest craze, if you want to say. I mean, I've seen
Yeah.
at least 4
You
or
see
5
those little
of them.
pig videos
Yep,
on Facebook
exactly.
all the
Yep.
time.
So that's the big one as far as what I've seen mostly. But I do bearded dragons, and we see some iguanas.
Okay.
Guinea pigs.
Guinea pigs, a lot of guinea pigs. Yep.
Yeah.
Birds, obviously,
Mhm.
are a big draw. But I mean, so as far as picking one is always difficult.
Sure, right, absolutely.
So, but I will say that my daughter actually came in for one of the monkeys, and she was ecstatic. So
Yeah.
it was.
That's pretty neat. Yeah.
So I think that's pretty unusual and pretty cool.
So share with the viewers a little bit of, maybe some just general information, general tips about what to do when they need to see their vet, and then also how to get in touch with you guys.
Okay. I think just in general, I think the best tip I can tell people is to definitely be more proactive about your animal care. Don't just wait for something to get sick and then come and see us. It's best to really make sure our vaccines are up to date. They are very important. I know there's been a lot of talk about vaccines in the last decade per se, but they do have their place and they are important for your animal's health. So I think that's really, preventive care is really where we need to go. So even vaccines, routine, maybe annual blood works, dental prophies, things like that, things to prevent issues. And we do see, I think he would agree with me that just in general, I see a lot of change happening that way. And it's
Really?
great
Okay.
to see.
Okay.
It's great to see that.
That's good, yeah.
in the clients. But that's basically, as far as I can tell you, this is the best thing to do.
Well, we do that as humans. We go in for an annual physical every
Correct.
year. So,
Right.
People's pets are just an extension of the family, so why not bring
Right.
them in,
And-
or at least for an annual checkup?
Exactly. And my favorite analogy is to compare it, as we always say, one year of a human is, 7 years, like for a
Right,
dog,
yeah.
So
Yeah.
if we're seeing the animal once a year, we're truly seeing it every 7 years of its life.
That's a good point.
So, so sometimes every, twice a year is a good option, especially as your patients get older.
Sure.
And we do see a lot of older patients at this practice, for sure.
Yeah, the
So-
big thing along with prevention is going to be preventing against parasites. Being in coastal North Carolina, we have a lot of parasites, from fleas and ticks to lice to mosquitoes, and those are all parasites that are able to transmit disease. And then you've also got intestinal parasites that can cause problems, and there's preventative for that. And we definitely recommend doing some sort of prevention on a year-round basis. We just had one of our technicians bring in her pet, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it had a tick on it, and it's January.
Wow.
You typically don't see that anywhere else, but because it's coastal North Carolina, you need to do that prevention year-round.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anything that any last kind of parting words that you would like to share?
Yeah, we are
Yeah.
always seeing new clients and new patients.
Absolutely.
We have a lot of people that are moving to the area that just want to come in and look. And ever since we've been open, we've been like, yeah, come on in.
Yeah.
We don't have a problem with you coming into our treatment area to look around. It's pretty much an open door policy as long as nothing really major is going on.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the viewers are welcome to come in, take a tour, and look around. And
Yep.
so we don't have a problem with that.
Absolutely. And we are a fully licensed animal hospital. Technically, we've got in-house blood work, we've got dentals equipment, we've got surgical lasers.
Oh, wow, okay.
Therapeutic laser therapy. So we're definitely up to date on the latest medicine for
Sure.
animals
Yeah.
in general. So absolutely, they're more than welcome to come by and look. It is, like he said, it's something we've always encouraged,
Okay.
so that you feel comfortable and that we get to know you even
Wonderful.
before you come in here.
Yeah, that's great. You guys have always been so great. So we have a dog, and they take really great care of our dog. He's 12 years old, so he's starting to get up there. So he's, I guess,
And we do have the charts in the
84.
room.
He's actually
Yeah.
84,
Yeah,
right? So
it's pretty much, it just depends on the size of the dog, though, too. So bigger dogs tend to age a little bit faster than some of the smaller ones. So, yep.
Well, super. Well, we'll provide the links below, and I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions about Brunswick Forest and the forest lifestyle, the link will be below, and the info will be on the screen. Until next time, thanks. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of The Forest Life with Michael Braddock. Please click the link below to subscribe so you can be up to date with all the happenings within our beautiful community. Also, if you're looking to learn more about real estate, you can visit us at our website. See you next time.